As a man, you can't always take the easy way out. Nowadays, it seems like everyone is looking for a quick fix. All the shortcuts, hacks, and tactics out there are on producing guys who are physically stronger or more resilient. First, it fosters an unrealistic sense of assurance. Confidence isn't something you should have at its peak in your 20s. Bro, I don't care if you're a hot shot. You're not any better than the next guy. We've talked about it before, and I've seen other YouTubers talk about it too. Broadening your posture, creating eye contact, and even lowering your voice a little bit may be neat little trendy cosmetic things to throw in as a bonus. They try to impress you with clever gimmicks. But we're not here to play pranks. As a result, we won't be skipping any steps. We're looking for sincere assurance. Confidence in which no effort is required is what we seek. It's in our nature to be confident. The trick is to find something worthy of your confidence. You know, there are some days when you have a test at school, right? One of two types of persons is visible on those days. You can tell which students haven't studied enough, since they're the ones that fidget and look uncomfortable. They're not going to put in the work, and they're not expecting much. But there's also a small but ethereal group of men who go in there confident in themselves and their abilities. It's somewhat of a paradox considering how hard they've been working at their studies for the past few weeks. Stop dwelling on your lack of confidence and start experiencing life for what it is. Exert effort, plan, and achieve success. Moreover, these objectives need not be enormous in scale. Modest ones would do. The objective is to just push yourself outside of your comfort zone every day, even if that only results in a 1% improvement. It's essential to take baby steps forward. Second, self-diagnosis of depression is on the rise, and it's something I see a lot of people doing these days, especially young guys. After saying this, I realize I will offend many people. I don't want to offend anyone, but it seems like in the last 5 to 10 years, everyone has been sad and depressed. I'm not saying that these feelings aren't real, especially if you're getting diagnosed by a doctor. But most people aren't going to the doctor, most people aren't getting medical help, and most people are sitting back and making excuses for why they can't move forward in life. Use caution when describing who you are. You can lend authority to anything you believe in. Actually, I believe Andrew Tate provided this brilliant analogy. Put one person who believes in ghosts and another who doesn't in a haunted house together, and see what happens. If a person who is prone to hallucinations experiences an unexpected and jarring noise in the middle of the night, they are likely to lose their collective mind. They plan to get in touch with an exorcist and take refuge in a dark closet. The non-believer will say, "Oh, wind, roll over," and go right back to sleep. Be very careful what label you put on yourself, because you give it power over your life and over your mind. It's the same words in the same circumstance, but it's the belief in their head that shatters their life. Finally, there is the need for immediate satisfaction. This has become our generation's war, because we live in a society that values rapid gratification and the pursuit of happiness at the expense of waiting. It's a struggle on the spiritual plane, and I think it's infected all of us, men and women alike, with a fatal dose of laziness. We have grown sluggish, feeble, and complacent. Because of these tiny things, these little gadgets, we never feel the need to accomplish more to advance, and instead can have the ultimate dopamine hit whenever we want. Food was a common example in the past. Over time, Americans have adopted a progressively unhealthy diet, and the use of video games has only increased. Then you had this bad boy right here that could give women of any size, color, or body type a dopamine spike every 3 seconds at the push of a button. If you're ever feeling bored, you can always swipe to the next profile and get your next hit of dopamine that way. Because of this, time will fly by, and you'll be sitting there wondering where the time went. Fourthly, there's complacency. My friend wanted to know what the distinction was between complacency and contentment. Happiness is a positive state of being. It's like, hey, I'm content with my current situation. I'm thankful and happy, yet I need to keep pushing forward. If you tell yourself that this is as good as life gets, you won't feel any motivation to improve your situation, which is the definition of complacency. You don't seem to have any initiative or desire to improve yourself. After all, the devil wishes for you to remain unmoving, because he considers you to be a threat. He is providing you with a variety of substances and diversions in an effort to keep you preoccupied and so unable to mount an effective defense. That stuff is a drug, it's a substance. These businesses invest significant time and money into researching addictive substances and their effects on the brain, and then incorporate that knowledge into their platforms in order to maintain users' daily engagement. In this way, you can be safe and secure below ground while they continue to enjoy life above ground. Here, the cash flow just keeps coming in. Fifthly, men in the modern day are absolved of any duty to society. If you're still breathing, the work isn't done. You need to be productive every second of the day. You have to have a reason for being alive. Someone who is aimless will always seek pleasure as a diversion. That's a fact, and when you're bored and have nothing to do, it's easy to start tapping away at the computer or browsing through sites with content you ought to avoid. For me, it seems that the busier you get, the less time you have to devote to anything. Continually be burdened with duties and errands. Your character can only benefit from this. Even though you're feeling the effects of increased stress and strain, you must remember that we men were built to handle such things. It's a natural function of our bodies and brains. God designed us to be able to adapt to new environments by developing our physical and mental toughness. We were built to withstand the elements and thrive in a variety of climates, all thanks to His handiwork. There's no time to sleep. You should get up and start working right away. Get yourself a personal trainer and join CrossFit. Put your money to use. In addition to assisting you in your quest to become physically fit and increase the overall quality of your life, these activities will also serve to keep you alert and preoccupied, preventing you from giving in to any temptations that may arise. The blue pill is the sixth habit that I've noticed a lot of males adopting recently. I'm referring to the blue pill, which provides blissful oblivion in exchange for your trust. These falsehoods wrap you up in a neat little package with a pretty bow, and then they send you off to follow the instructions inside. But if you do, you'll soon find that you're just another cog of the machine run by the powerful light. The only way for the government to become and remain all-powerful in our lives is for it to consistently demean the concept of tradition at a God-fearing family. It's important to ask yourself whether or not it's normal to engage with things like adult content that our culture promotes and tells us to. It won't hurt you at all, and it may even help you. To let others into your life physically is a normal and healthy thing to do, and it's also beneficial to have an open relationship or marriage. You and I both know that we ought to give way to our baser instincts. Have you stopped to ask yourself if these things are truly strengthening your family? I just don't get it. Get off the blue pill, dude. Figure out the truth so you can see the lies coming your way. Just as some people can see a counterfeit $100 bill by holding it up to the light, this ability can help you spot the difference between real and counterfeit money. They are able to spot the fakes because they continuously compare and contrast them with the actual thing. In order to stay informed when I upload new videos, please subscribe to this channel and enable notifications.